Welcome back, blade lovers. We've got a new CJRB, Artisan CJRB on the block. And it is, CJRB is the budget line of artisan knives, as you may or may not know. And this one is called the Caldera, the CJRB Caldera. It's just out. Got it from White Mountain Knives, and Justin had thrown it up on Instagram. I saw that they were in, grabbed it, and prices in the 60s, so not bad, and you can get your 10% off by using my discount code Old Sword. No shipping fees, that's free shipping and no tax. So very good deals from White Mountain Knives. Very easy to deal with and very rapid shipping. Let's take a look at this interesting cleaver style. Could say sheepfoot, could say Warncliffe, whatever you like to call it. 3.5-inch bladed knife of the new steel that they're using, a proprietary steel AR-RPM 9. Which I hear is something like 9CR18 MOV, I think. So it's been getting some good reports. I know Mike Emler likes it on Crazy Sharp, and he sharpens a whole lot of knives. Look at the amazingly high flat grind on this blade. How high is this blade? This is pretty incredible. What if we measure it from there? 1.5 inches. Holy crow. For a 3.5-inch blade. Multiple opening methods with this knife. Very, very nice, and just about drop shutty. Lanyard hole. Finger flick, if you put a little more energy into it than I just did. Come on. It's a nice oval hole. There you go. Gotta hit it right, even when you got such a large opening. Can thumb flick it out. And of course, there's your flipper. Flipper is nice, doesn't stick up very high at all. I would say it's fairly muted. Has jimping on the front. Has kind of a forward hooking shape to it. Nice red pivot surround. In this one, there's two versions. This one has the blue-gray G10 mixed with the black G10. Nice milling work along the edge there. As I said, I think lanyard hole. Look how high that blade stands. May or may not like how wide this is in the pocket. How wide is it in the pocket? Almost 2 inches, about 1 7/8. And we'll take some, why don't we take some full measurements on this guy while we're at it. Again, the CJRB Caldera by Artisan, 8 1/4 overall, 3.5-inch blade, 3 1/8-inch cutting edge because of that nice choil. Blade thickness in millimeters, fairly thin. 3.1 millimeters. Handle thickness in inches. Make sure I'm not grabbing the clip. I do that sometimes. 0.56. And the weight. Zeroed it out. And we got a weight of 5.02 ounces. We're simply going to call that 5 ounces. So, not super lightweight. I mean, it hit 5 ounces, so that's fine. Nice deep carry clip. Just about flush with the pommel. And it is a switchable to the left side. And they used flat-headed screws. Oh, whoopee. It's about time you start seeing more of that. So as I was saying, you can open it with the thumb. Very nice. The only thing I notice is that if you take that angle, you're running into that hook on the handle is kind of deeply carved out so that this is flush. You don't run into that with the reverse flick, and certainly you don't run into it with the flipper. Another way I found you can open this knife is just by pinching it here and letting the handle fall, if you so choose. Got some nice jimping here. It's because of the coating on the blade, it's relatively smooth. Hey, you got a little bit of grab, it's not bad. In the ergos, handle's got plenty of room for my medium-large hand. You're back just a little bit, you're kind of pushed back behind the blade in this position, but look at how you can choke up very, very nicely. You've got this double swale on the back of the blade. You could put your index finger there. You could lay your thumb all the way out from this position. I find you got a lot of ways you can hold this knife. Now here's the real kicker. That's the Caldera, and here is the knife that sort of preceded it, and of which maybe the Caldera is an improvement. Here is the Tigris. You notice any similarities? Well, certainly the handle materials. They both are cleaver style blades. This is a drop, a quick drop here, but look, you've got a lot of the same stuff going on top. I really think they took this as an improvement, because I mean, why have these two knives, right? Is there really going to be a group of people that like this one rather than this one? Well, sure, but they narrowed the handle here, whereas it's wider here and has some weird angles, and I will tell you, it's hard to get at this release, this liner release, and it immediately hits you in the thumbnail. It's just a weird setup for closing it. Opening is fine. Of course, you've got the hole on the nice big thumb hole on the Caldera, and it's a little shorter overall. You've got about that much extra on the butt end of the Tigris, and you got all this you know, day glow red kind of stuff going on here, which is probably unnecessary that they built it up that high. Maybe that gives you a glass breaker or skull crusher, I don't know. Anyway, I think, my opinion, is that the Caldera is a little lighter and more hand-friendly, and way more ways to open it. Pretty good thickness on the liners, so I think they're going to be certainly solid enough, and the lockup is great. It's on bearings, closes easily, opens easily. Let's see if we compare it for size to a Griptilian. And it is going to be just a tiny bit longer than the Griptilian. Not by much, certainly much taller. You can hide the Griptilian underneath the Caldera. And how about the venerable Rat 1 by Ontario? Definitely that is a longer knife by close to an inch. I would say for 5 ounces, light and lively in the hand. Do we have any weight relieving? I believe we do. Yeah. Yeah, we've got some ventilation there, some holes, pretty good ones. That certainly contributes to lightening it up overall. And the 3mm blade stock, even though it's a wide blade, so there's plenty of steel. It's not particularly thick or heavy, but there's plenty there, and I notice it came out of the box fairly sharp, but could be sharper, so I would say, it's a candidate for touching up that edge just a little bit. But I really do like the way they set it up with the finger choil in the blade, and that they added the hole. I'd like to see more knives with usable, call them Spidey holes if you want, but of course not Spyderco. I don't know if they needed to pay a premium to Spyderco for that or not. It's not round, it's oval, kind of pill-shaped. So there's your branding, CJRB. Small branding over here with the steel, and actually have a serial number, which is interesting. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to fly. I think it's going to be a popular blade. Still have that a little bit of issue when you release it here, that right away that flipper tab hits you in the thumb. I mean, that's a good safety thing, but you can drop it from there. A lot of it has to do just with this finger groove here in the front, but it does give you a great stop. You're not going to slide forward on that blade there, and when you pinch that between the fingers using the finger choil, you're locked in pretty darn good, and you got a lot of pommel left over. All right. Well, I haven't seen too many reviews out on this. I think maybe Jared Neves had a earlier prototype of this. That rascal always gets stuff early. Anyway, good channel. I recommend Jared. Check him out if you haven't already. I'm sure you have. Lots of info about steels and sharpening and all kinds of good stuff. We're a great community of blade content people on YouTube, and I encourage you to check around. At any rate, I hope you do like this video, and if you haven't subscribed already, that you do so right now. Hit that button you see popping up that looks like my logo. That will get you to the subscribe action. This Old Sword signing out. Catch you real soon.